I don't only have one Mario Kart game, two Mario Kart games, or even three Mario Kart games. I got the whole goddamn series. Why am I here? So yeah, as you can tell by the title of this video, we're gonna be spending some time just talking about the Mario Kart series. I just kind of wanted to do a video like this. I'm kind of in the middle of working on my Sonic Superstars versus Mario Wonder comparison. So just to give you guys a little bit of content in between videos, I thought this would be kind of a fun way to just kind of chill out, talk about a game series that I'm sure all of us love, and especially with the Booster Course Pass Wave 6 being released, or soon to be released, depending on when this video comes out. Yeah, I think this would be a better time than ever to talk about the Mario Kart series. Obviously, it all started with the one on the Super Nintendo. The one I have is the Player's Choice one. So, you know, it's got the nice little cool little metal on there and a nice cool, like, gold spine. So, that's kind of nice. Obviously, this one, compared to the other ones, it didn't age so well. Oftentimes considered the worst controlling Mario Kart, which I would have to agree. This one lacks any track variation. You got, like, what? Mario Circuit, you got 4 of those, you got 3 Bowser Castles, there's like 3 Donut Plains, 2 Choco Islands, 2 Vanilla Lakes, and then Rainbow Road. I feel like there's one I'm missing, but I don't remember what it is if it is. But, I mean, it has a good selection of 20 tracks. I mean, that's more Nitro tracks than most games in the series will have. However, it's just like, well, there's no variation. They all feel the same. So, I mean, it's not a bad game by any means. I mean, every series has to start somewhere. And I mean, we got basically the normal roster we've grown to love with the Mario Kart series. We got Mario, Luigi, we got Toad right there, Bowser, Peach, Koopa Troopa, Yoshi, and Donkey Kong Jr. Why is Donkey Kong Jr. in this game? I mean, normal Donkey Kong was more well-known, so, you know, just the addition of Donkey Kong Jr. in this game, it's kind of weird, but it's kind of funny at the same time that, you know, they went with the junior version of Donkey Kong rather than the regular one. Especially since, you know, there was the Donkey Kong Country series here on the Super Nintendo. But they were just like, yeah, Donkey Kong Jr., he's obviously more well-known than Donkey Kong himself, so why not throw him in Mario Kart? Throw him in the first installment of the Mario Kart series. So yeah, Nintendo, they were very big brain there by having him there. But we do move up a step with the next game, Mario Kart 64. You know, the first ever 3D Mario Kart game, and it has real Donkey Kong in it. That's crazy. Mario Kart game with Donkey Kong. Who would have thought we got to this day? Obviously, Koopa Troopa isn't in here, and instead he was replaced by Wario. So, you know, this is actually where the mainstays of the series come, is this game right here, because those 8 characters that show up in this game, they have been in every game since. Some of the other mainstays of the Mario Kart series, like Daisy, Waluigi, whatever, they've like kind of been in and out of the series since, especially Waluigi in the game that we'll get into later. But, I mean, this is kind of where it all starts. This is kind of what a lot of people consider the start of the Mario Kart series, because, well, this game truly was the start, but it really started here with the new track variation and obviously it being in 3D because of the N64 having the capability to play 3D games. Obviously, the N64 games, they don't come with the little labels, so I had this one just like, I bought like a collection of like all the games or whatever, so I could just put these labels on there. You know, kind of nice way to display them on my shelf. But we got the mainstay tracks in the Mario Kart series with Rainbow Road, Bowser Castle. Those show up in every game. Although with Bowser Castle, it's either Bowser's Castle or Bowser Castle. I don't remember which one is which for each game. But we also got some great ones like Koopa Troopa Beach. We got the ever so famous Calamari Desert with the train that everyone loves. I feel like that's why everyone loves that track, is because of the train. If it wasn't for the train, I don't think that track would be well known or well loved. We obviously got Wario Stadium, the one only Mario Kart 64 track that has never been remade. And to this day, I'm still baffled. It's probably because it's not that great. The Rainbow Road is the longest in the series. 3 laps that take like 2 minutes each. It's crazy. I mean, you could cut that down a little bit by doing the little jump cut on map 1. I don't know if you could do it on the other ones, but I know you could do it on map 1. We got Choco Mountain. That one, I think, might be one of my favorites in this game. Yeah, I mean, it's a mountain made of chocolate. It's the evolution of Choco Island from this game. So we got that, but honestly, this game didn't age well either. It's just like Mario Kart or Super Mario Kart in the way where, I mean, it's not bad, and obviously it aged better than Super Mario Kart, but the controls just aren't as well as more modern games. But, moving on to the next one. The first handheld version of the series. First handheld game of the series. This is actually the one I just got. I got the most recent, actually. I just got this a couple days ago, as of me recording this video. Mario Kart Super Circuit has the same roster, has the same items as Mario Kart 64, except for it's all on a tiny Game Boy Advance cartridge. So, you know, this game is like kind of the in-between for Mario Kart 64 and Super Mario Kart, where it's like, it tries to look 3D, where it's not all flat images, but it's obviously 2D as well with the track design and stuff, because there are little jumps here and there, but there's not really anything besides that in the tracks. And, well, I mean, it's on the Game Boy Advance, so it's basically at the same power, maybe a little bit stronger than the Super Nintendo, but despite it being basically Super Mario Kart on the Game Boy Advance, it actually has unique tracks, which is kind of nice that, you know, we're not stuck with the generic Choco Island 1, 2, 73, whatever ones. We actually get unique tracks. We got like Sunset Wilds, you know, the one that everyone knows because of the sunset gimmick, even though they completely butchered it in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We got like Ribbon Road, Bowser's Castle 4, everyone's favorite Bowser Castle. Because, you know, we had to have 4 frickin' Bowser Castles. But then with this Rainbow Road, you know, with every Rainbow Road, at least for the most part, they've been doing something a little bit different for them. In this one, despite it being 2D, they changed it up from Super Mario Karts, where each of the corners, instead of it just being like dropping into the void if you fall off, they have jump pads, which, I mean, I suck at controlling on, but those could lead to some very interesting like shortcuts in this game. So there's that, and then obviously, like I said, same character roster. We got Wario, Donkey Kong, they stay in there. Koopa Troopa, he's nowhere to be seen, because, you know, who needs Koopa Troopa anyways, right? But there was also the Game Boy Advance like Connect, like the little connection port thingy, and you were able to play this game with like your friends through the system. Obviously, I don't have the like Connect thing. I do have 2 Game Boy Advances. I actually just got a Game Boy SP, and then I had my Game Boy Advance from before. In the game collection video, if you've seen that, you probably saw that. But you can play this with other people, so that's kind of nice. I mean, you could do that with these, but you could do it on your own system with this one, so that was kind of cool. Obviously, you know, this isn't the game I grew up with. We'll get into those games very soon, but just the fact that, you know, you're able to play Mario Kart Super Circuit with your friends on your own system, it's kind of a big deal, you know? But, yep, Mario Kart Super Circuit doesn't have too much of that added to the series. Had some great tracks, though, like, you know, Ribbon Road, Sunset Wilds, not the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe version. And then, obviously, this game's tracks, they got the most, improved with Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with their design. So, this game, hidden gem, but, you know, it didn't age as well as the more modern games. But we do go to a whole big next step for this for the series. Mario Kart Double Dash. You know, it's double the fun. Everyone knows what the gimmick of this game is. You can see it here on the box art as well. One kart, two characters. You know, if you ever want to play with, you know, your boy frickin' Waluigi and Paratroopa, there you go. This is the game to do it. This is actually one of the other ones I got, not super recently, but a couple months ago. This is the last one I got before I got Super Circuit. And I actually got this with Melee. At my retro game store, they had like a little thing where like they can hold games for like you can just ask them if they get a game, they can call you and like they can hold it for a few days for you. And funny story, I was on a camping trip, and like I was working or whatever, and like after I got off work and was about to head up to the campsite, I was kind of told, or they called me, and they said, "Hey, we got Mario Kart Double Dash. You want us to hold it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll come pick it up on Sunday or something." And when I get there, you know, they obviously had Double Dash, which comes with the manual, which was kind of great. You know, it comes with all the fun stuff inside. But when I was there as well, in the little display case, they also had Super Smash Bros. Melee. I don't have that over here with me. I can actually go grab it quick. But yeah, I picked this game up and they have Super Smash Bros. Melee there. You know, right here, we got Smash Melee. And this isn't the case I got it in. Because funny story. As you can see, the little like top right up here is kind of cut out. Thankfully, it was just the top right, so it's not that big of a deal. But the case itself as well, this is the case it came with. It like is kind of torn up right here. And I was like, I want to give it a better case. So you know what I do? I look over at the GameCube section, find the cheapest game, which ends up being Karaoke Revolution Party. Get that case. Put Super Smash Bros. Melee. Switch them out. So yeah, that was kind of the whole experience with that. But Mario Kart Double Dash. I gotta say, this game probably has the best consistency when it comes to the tracks. Because, unfortunately, with going forward, there's always the retro tracks. And some of those are stinkers. So, having a game where it's like, sure, you only get 16 tracks, which is the new staple with Nitro tracks up until Mario Kart 8. Well, even then, with Mario Kart 8 before the DLC, it was still 16. Up until Mario Kart 8's DLC, it was 16 tracks. And I gotta say, when it comes to the 16 tracks that this game has to offer, and only 16 tracks, this one has the best consistency. We got bangers like DK Mountain, Dino Jungle, obviously there's Mushroom Bridge and Daisy Cruiser. Everyone knows those tracks. Baby Park for those that are insane. I don't like Baby Park, but I know a lot of people do. And then we even have probably one of the best Bowser's Castles. It's actually the one that kind of started the whole mech trend with the Bowser Castles. So you can thank this game for that. And just like, you know, just the gimmick of it, having two characters and like each character having a special ability, that was such a cool like idea. And I'm glad that they haven't overused this mode, but I would love to see this like mode come back. It could add so much strategy. Because like, you know, let's say you want to have like a lightweight character, like my go-to would usually be like Paratroopa, because the Paratroopa and Koopa Troopa, they have the like triple red shells or something. So that, you know, you have like those honing shells at your disposal. But you also want to have like, for let's say you're higher up and you want like a bigger projectile, you got like Bowser and Bowser Jr. with the Bowser shell. So like my go-to is usually going with Koopa Troopa or Koopa Paratroopa and Bowser, so that, you know, you're not a super lightweight build, so you're not getting pushed around, but you also have the Bowser shell and you also have the triple shells. And it's just so cool that with this game they gave characters the special abilities or the special power-ups, special items, that's what they're called, that they're able to use. And just like, this probably is, I didn't really look at it too fondly before. Like I was like, yeah, this is just a Mario Kart game. But the more I've played it, the more it's like inched its way up my like list of like which Mario Kart games I like the most. it's getting to the point where it's kind of getting on even ground with Mario Kart Wii. But we'll get into that in a second. First, though, we got to take a detour back to the handheld games with Mario Kart DS. I gotta say, the retro tracks, they suck ass in this one, but the nitro tracks really make up for it. We got some stinkers like Figure 8 Circuit and Yoshi Falls. I know a lot of people might like Yoshi Falls because, you know, it's in Mario Kart Wii and, you know, Wii's nostalgia or whatever, but I don't like that track. That track, it's literally just an oval, and you go around a waterfall. Wow. Crazy. Not my thing. But we got bangers as well as like Waluigi Pinball, Delfino Square, Airship Fortress. Why is that not in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Nintendo? Why did we get Mario Circuit? Don't get me wrong. That Mario Circuit isn't bad. But why sacrifice Airship Fortress? But that's not all this game has to offer. Obviously, you know, we got the normal mode with the nitro tracks, the retro tracks that kind of suck. I mean, come on, we have a whole freaking cup that has like 3 freaking circuit tracks in it. I'm pretty sure it's the show cup. Has 3 circuit tracks. It's like, why? We don't need that many circuit tracks in one cup. This game and Mario Kart Wii are infamous for having a lot of Mario circuits, by the way. Or a lot of circuit tracks. So there's that. But, as you can see up here, there's also mission mode. That has to be one of the coolest additions to the Mario Kart series, and I don't get why it hasn't come back. Like, it's kind of come back with Tour, with like the little, like at the end of like cups or whatever, there's like the little challenge or whatever, so it's kind of back. But like, where is full-on mission mode, like where you fight the bosses at the end of a world or whatever they were called, or like you race a Wiggler, race a drunk driver? But the ultimate Mario Kart race is on. Yeah, you tell yourself that, Mario Kart DS. But yeah, great game. Love it still, even though it has the stinkers in there of the you know, the retro tracks. There was like maybe one that was decent, if even that. Because especially like the Mario Kart Double Dash ones, they got butchered a lot. I mean, Baby Park, I think that one got bigger. It's 5 laps, and there's none of that like chaos with the items. So you're literally just going around an oval 5 times with there's nothing coming at you basically. So that's kind of boring. And then like Mushroom Bridge doesn't have the shortcuts anymore. It's just your generic drive around in an oval and follow the road type track. I think there's like one of the shortcuts, but that's about it. But in terms of the retro tracks, I think only the Nintendo 64 ones actually were decent. Actually, Sky Garden wasn't bad, but it has great nitro tracks, pretty decent roster. I mean, we got Dry Bones, my main in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, for those of you that have watched the channel long enough. He comes in this game. And then there's Rob. Like, why hasn't Rob shown up ever since? And then obviously we got the mainstays with Waluigi. I think Daisy shows up in here as well. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, not bad game. It definitely, like, over the years has kind of slowly gone down my list. But I still think it's one of the, I guess, most interesting Mario Kart games. And it definitely did a lot for the series. Introduced retro tracks. It, mission mode. And then the battle mode's probably one of the best too, because you can play against CPUs now. So there's that as well. But we're gonna move on to what is often considered the best Mario Kart game. It's either this or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I swear, Mario Kart Wii. It's got the Wii wheel. The Wii wheel was huge with the marketing. I mean, Mario and Luigi are playing with the Wii wheel. This game came with the Wii wheel. It's compatible with the Wii wheel. Yeah. Everyone got this game to play with the frickin' wheel. I mean, it tells you up here, you get behind the wheel. You could really play the Mario Kart in its truest form with the Wii wheel, with the power of motion controls. Yeah, I'm not a fan, but still pretty cool. Obviously, this game, it actually is the second game to have Wi-Fi connection, because Mario Kart DS actually had that. Actually, you can see up here, so they both have the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection logo on the top. telling you that, yeah, you can in fact play these games online. Before you had to start paying for Nintendo online. So, you know, better days, right? But this game stepped up the game with the retro tracks. We still got some stinkers in there. We got like Yoshi Falls Return, like out of the priority tracks. Why was that one of them? And then we also had like Shy Guy Beach from Mario Kart Super Circuit. That one just looked ugly on this game. I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, I think Mario Kart Double Dash, like these two look pretty similar to each other, but I think Double Dash just has like better color contrast and just looks better as a game. But Mario Kart Wii has some of the greatest nitro tracks in the entire series. We have Coconut Mall, which, you know, everyone knows what Coconut Mall is. It was, you know, the track that was like first showing off for the Booster Course Pass. We got Coconut Mall by Nintendo themselves. I have a whole channel meme short over on the shorts over there that was get Coconut Mall in HD. Wonderful short, by the way. And then we also have tracks like Toad's Factory. I'm surprised that hasn't come back in any form. We got like DK Summit, Mushroom Gorge. The Rainbow Road is probably my favorite of the series. So glad that's coming to the Booster Course Pass. We already all knew it was going to be coming anyways, but it's nice to see it finally coming. But then we also have like Dry Ruins. That one's a pretty cool desert track. We have Moonview Highway. We have probably the best circuit track in the game, Daisy Circuit, or in the series, Daisy Circuit. Like, it doesn't feel like a circuit track. But there's so many great tracks. Maple Treeway as well. Great tracks. Great nitro track selection. And there's some pretty good retros as well, with like DK Mountain, DS, Peach Gardens, Delfino Square. Great tracks. But it all falls apart when we get to the battle mode. You're forced to be on teams with CPUs. I mean, you can turn CPUs off if you're playing with friends, but you're forced to be on teams with them. And it's not elimination-based anymore. No. We're beyond past that. We're taking the next step into battle mode, and we are going to go and make it time-based. So, basically, your goal is to kill your enemies, right? If you die, you lose half your points or something. Yeah. No elimination-based. You had to be on teams with CPUs, so they can absolutely screw up your run if they're stupid. And oftentimes they are. And, like, why, Nintendo? You could have had the best battle mode here if you would have just stuck to the normal routine, or given that as an option. Because, like, there's 10 tracks. There's 10 Nitro, 10 Retro, or 5 Nitro, 5 Retro. Total of 10 battle courses. The most in the series, and we have great ones like Funky Stadium, which Funky Kong's in this game. You have a great roster here as well. This truly could have been the ultimate Mario Kart experience. Not like Mario Kart DS, but the true ultimate Mario Kart experience if the battle mode was actually good. This is definitely the worst battle mode in the entire series, I have to say. Despite how many battle courses there are, worst battle mode. But still, great track. Great game. This is the one I grew up with. A lot of people did too. Probably because of that stupid Wii wheel. Stupid piece of plastic. But I have a soft spot for this one. It's always going to be near the top of my list. But unfortunately, I can't say it's my favorite anymore. But we'll get into that in a bit. But first, we have to go to the awkward middle child, kind of, with the series. Oh yeah, by the way, Mario Kart Wii, added bikes, they were broken. Everyone loved it. Funky Kong and the Flame Rider, that was the only way to go online. But now we're at the awkward middle child. Mario Kart 7. What did this one add? Gliding, underwater driving. Oh, and also new powers. We have Fire Flower, Tanuki Leaf, and Lucky 7. Wow. But this one is kind of a weird one. So, and don't get me wrong, it's a good Mario Kart game, okay? And then, as you can see, you can play this one online. Nintendo Network. We changed from Nintendo Wi-Fi connection to Nintendo Network. That's crazy. This one's not a bad game though. Don't get me wrong. Still great. It has pretty decent tracks. It has like Maka Woohoo and Woohoo Loop, you know, often considered like some of the best tracks in this game. You got like Wario Shipyard, Music Park. I'm not calling it Melody Motorway, you British, or Rock Mountain, which is Alpine Pass over in you British folks. You guys will call it Alpine Pass. I'm not calling it that. Neo Bowser City, I think, is also like Koopa City. Is that what it's called? That's such a goofy name. I'm going to stick with Neo Bowser City. But this one has one of the best Rainbow Roads. I still think Mario Kart Wii's has a slight edge over it, but this Rainbow Road in this game, it is a true experience, okay? If you really want to hear what I have to say about it, I kind of wrap it up in my original like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass Wave 1 through 3 review, where it's like, yeah, this is a journey. You go through the rings of Saturn, you fly on the moon. It's like just beautiful. It's a beautiful track. And then, you know, the battle mode's also a bit better, because you're not forced to be on teams. You're still stuck to the stupid timed battles, but it's a better battle mode. And then you also have kart customization, which, I mean, didn't do too much back in the day. Still doesn't do too much to this day. But I mean, it's cool nonetheless. You can make a kart, like a kart customization that's exclusive to you in a way. But the weird thing about this game, I have to say, is the roster. Okay? We kind of start out normal, you know, you have your regular 7, because, yeah, don't, like literally all the OG 7 from all the way back on the Super Nintendo, they're all here again. Besides Donkey Kong Jr., he never returns again until Mario Kart Tour, but we don't care about Mario Kart Tour here. But they're all back, and then you got, like, Wario and Daisy, Rosalina, Cringe, she comes back from Mario Kart Wii. But then that's where it gets weird, okay? So we get Shy Guy, which is like, yeah, that's kind of cool. I mean, you haven't seen him yet. He was in the download play for Mario Kart DS. It's kind of cool that he's back as a playable character. So, yeah, sure. Yeah, Shy Guy can come here. But then we get Wakidu, and it's like, okay, who's asking to play as Wakidu? Because he's the guy that saves you. Why is he driving as well? And then we have the last three actually. We got Metal Mario, and it's like, okay, so we got a Mario clone. That's cool, I guess. I don't know. And then we get Wiggler, which, you know, Wiggler Wednesdays, we gotta love them. They're great times. But we also get fucking Honey Queen. What? Who's asking for not one, but 2 Super Mario Galaxy characters in one Mario Kart game? Why is Honey Queen in this game? Why isn't Waluigi in here? Like, who asked for Honey Queen? There must be some guy on Nintendo who's just like, yeah, hear me out, B. I want a bee in Mario Kart. I want to play as a bee in Mario Kart. And I mean, it's such a goofy inclusion that, like, it's just so funny to look back at. And, like, the fact that she has never appeared in another game. But it's just like, why is she here? Where are the important characters like Waluigi, Dry Bones? But no, instead we get Honey Queen. But yeah, this is like not a bad game at all. There's great. It has probably the greatest retro tracks in the entire series because you get like Coconut Mall and Waluigi Pinball, I think back to back in the same cup. And then we got like DS Luigi's Mansion, Dino Jungle comes back, GBA Bowser Castle 2. I know, we're all dying to play that one again. It has great tracks overall, but it's like that weird middle child because it was right between Mario Kart Wii, which is considered one of the greatest Mario Kart games of all time, and Mario Kart 8, which just does everything this game does, besides the track selection, but better. So, like, people don't really give this one as much credit as it deserves, because it's kind of like that weird child. Like, if you have Mario Kart 8, there's a good chance you're not going to come back to Mario Kart 7 too much, because you could just do basically everything Mario Kart 8 does, or Mario Kart 7 does, in Mario Kart 8. Not a bad game, though. Just kind of the forgettable one in the bunch. Doesn't bring too much into the, like, to the series compared to the rest, but Yeah. That's Mario Kart 7 in a nutshell. Great game, but very forgettable. However, one that won't be forgettable is the game that never dies. Not necessarily this version, but it's this game that never frickin' dies. I swear. Nintendo is going to capitalize off this game for the rest of Mario Kart's existence. We're not going to ever get past Mario Kart 8. Obviously, on Nintendo's biggest failure, the Wii U. I think it sold like 8 million, so I think it's probably the worst selling of the bunch. But still, it's Mario Kart on the Wii U. It has a new gimmick with anti-gravity. And it says right here, you can defy the laws of gravity in the wildest Mario Kart game yet. And you could use the Wii U gamepad as a steering wheel, with the Wii wheel being an option as well. That's crazy. But yeah, this game, ooh, got a lot to say about this one. So obviously, the tracks are fine. You got like Electrodrome, one of the weirdest rainbow roads in the series, probably the most controversial one. Then we got like tracks that exist. Yeah, there's not too many nitro tracks in this game that I can really name on the top of my head. But the retro tracks they're fine as well. We got like Toad's Turnpike, DK Mountain DK Jungle from 3DS. That was pretty cool. But like, I don't know. There's just this game. It's kind of weird to me. Like, I'm more of a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe guy because there's just so much more in there. And like, I already clowned on Mario Kart Wii's battle mode. I might have said that one's the worst, but actually, I changed my mind. It's this one. They don't even mention battle mode here, it looks like. Like, literally, you cannot see battle mode at all on this box art. And there's a reason why. They wanted to hide the fact that this battle mode is the worst in the entire series. Like, worse than Mario Kart Wii's. Because, I don't think you have to use teams in this one. But you stuck to the time limit still. Actually, I don't know if there's a time. There is the time limit, I'm pretty sure. But you see these wonderful tracks that you get, like Moo Moo Meadows from Mario Kart Wii. Well, guess what? You get to play it in battle mode. There's no actual real battle tracks. They must have like rushed this game out to get like that holiday sale. I think it was 2014 it was released. Let's see if it says that here. I'm pretty sure it was 2014. Yeah, 2014, trademark Nintendo. Yeah, so they want to get this out for the holiday season of 2014. And because of that, they kind of rushed out the battle mode. So you get, I think it's like 8 of the tracks. There's 8 tracks, and they just were like, yeah, you can play on them freely in battle mode. So there's that. A lot of tracks are too big for battle mode. So like, the rounds just don't go well. They're just not fun. Not a bad game though. I don't really, like, in the base game, it's not too many tracks I remember. Besides, like, Electrodrome. That's like the only Mario Kart 8 track outside of like Bowser Castle and Rainbow Road that are always there that I can actually name on the top of my head. But it does get good with the DLC, which we'll get into with our final game, because it's bundled with that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Oh yeah, by the way, Mario Kart 8, weirdest roster in the series. We have Baby Rosalina, which cringe in 3/4 there. That's just like, why is Baby Rosalina a thing? It kind of ruins the canon of her story or whatever. Because, and Rosalina's already cringe, so why do we need Baby Rosalina? But that's not even it. We get all the Koopalings, and they were revealed in a very interesting trailer with with controversies regarding this man right here. And Pink Gold Peach? Who's asking for Pink Gold Peach? Yeah, this game. The more I think about it, I think it sucks. But this game, sequel to the game that never dies, the deluxe version, This one is where it's at. Better game in every way. It comes with all the DLC, and there's new characters. Dry Bones finally reappears. I am a happy man. My boy Dry Bones, he's back. Got a better character roster. I think we got, like, Bowser Jr. came back. As I mentioned, we already have all the DLC. They come back, so, like, you know, Inkling, Wink, and Isabelle. I think Villager's a new one as well. I think maybe Inkling might have been new as well. So we get 48 tracks with the base game here. Because, you know, it is just a port of the entire Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, just all on one cartridge, and you don't have to buy DLC for it. Except for, you can, and we'll get into that very shortly. But they fixed up battle mode. That was the big thing that they marketed. I think, yeah, right here. Duke it out in a new and improved battle mode. So, you know. And then the Boo and the Feather come back. The Feather is exclusive to Mario Kart, or to the battle mode. And Boo is, you know, just Boo. And for the first time since Double Dash, you can hold 2 items. So, with the first game, or with Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, it was, you could play it with the, you could play it, or you have an item. But that's the only item you can hold. Like, if you hold it behind you, it's still in your item slot, so you don't get rid of it until you use it. And that's just not how it worked in other games. Like, you could hold an item behind you, and then you could grab another item from an item box, and then it would just, you know, you would just be able to hold an item, basically have the 2 items like in this game. But in Mario Kart 8, that wasn't the case. You only get 1 item. So if you get a coin, well then, you're stuck with that coin until the next item box. So it added a nice little, like, risk reward, I guess, if you're in first place. You get a coin, you have no defense. But, like, you're obviously in first place, so, like, there's a good chance you're going to win. However, with this game, it adds 2 item slots. And it works the same way, where if you're holding an item, it still stays in that slot. And it doesn't go away until you use it. But, you also can get another item. So, like, you could get, like, a coin and a banana. So, if you want to use the coin, you can. And then you can hold the banana behind you. But what I like about this one is, like, you can do, like, a risk-reward type thing. So, you could either get rid of the coin and have it, like, make it so that, the banana's, like, your primary one that you have for at the moment. But there's the risk of, like, if someone uses a Boo, well, then your banana's going to be taken, and, wow, no more banana, no more protection. But if you keep the coin, then it would be the coin that gets taken and not the banana. So if you keep the coin until, like, you know, an item's coming up again behind you, then you use the coin and use the banana, then, like, you know, we don't have to worry about a Boo taking it. But this game, it has the DLC from the Wii U, like I mentioned plenty of times. So we get great tracks like Big Blue, Mute City, Baby Park. Why did that one come back? But then, like, probably the greatest of the Game Boy Advance remakes, we have Ribbon Road, and I think that was actually the only one, because I think, was Cheese Land in the base game? I don't remember. But maybe Cheese Land as well. But we get all that, and then on top of that, February 2022, Nintendo Direct, Nintendo's like, oh, you know this game that we released 5 years ago? Well, we're going to give it DLC now so that we can keep it going for another 20 years. And then we got another 48 tracks, and as of me recording this, we're coming to the last 8. I gotta say, it was a wild ride with this game. I think I got my Switch in 2019, so I was like 2 years late to the party. But Smash Bros. And this game were the first games I got for it. I definitely played a lot more of this since. I haven't really played Smash Bros. In a while. But, just having, like, the whole Booster Course Pass, being revealed, coming out, whatever, it was really a fun time to be a Mario Kart fan. It was like, we didn't know for sure until weeks happened. What tracks are coming to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? And it was just fun to speculate, because there's always curveballs. Like, Wave 5 had Moonview Highway. We were not expecting Moonview Highway. And then there's a whole debate of, is Wii Rainbow Road going to get replaced? Which, obviously, it wasn't going to. It was always going to end the Booster Course Pass. But there was all that speculation. It's like, oh wait, is Mushroom Bridge not coming? And well, lo and behold, it's not happening. We're not getting GCN Mushroom Bridge. And then even like with Wave 6, we got 2 curveballs. So we obviously got Wii Daisy Circuit. And that was like, okay, so was that the GCN track replaced? So then we all thought we had the entire rest of the Booster Course Fest figured out. We had Wave 6 figured out. But then Nintendo was like, oh wait, we got another surprise for you. Rosalina's Ice World from Mario Kart 7. Wow. No one saw that coming. Everyone was basing it off the prefix leak. That was like the entire thing with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I think I can kind of talk about the prefix leak now without it, like, you know, spoiling anything, because Wave 6 is coming out, or is out already. So there's no more DLC unless Nintendo does a Booster Course Fest 2, which Nintendo, please don't. I want a new Mario Kart game, but like the prefix leak basically told us everything that we could expect. Like we had a good idea, and then there was like the prefetch leak with like the music that was also like kind of spoiled some tracks as well. But the fact that they were still able to surprise us was great. But yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that, you know, this game has been living for almost 10 years. Mario Kart 8, get rid of the Deluxe. Mario Kart 8 is the never-ending Mario Kart game. Here we are, at the end of the road. But yeah, that's the Mario Kart series right there. You know, kind of a nice little... I just thought it would be kind of fun to kind of talk about it, rant about the Mario Kart series for a little bit. I hope you guys also enjoyed listening to me rant about the Mario Kart series. And yeah, this series really has changed a lot since it first came out. You know, we went from a 2D, like from 2D to 3D, back to 2D, and then just every game innovating from there. You know, we got little cool gimmicks like the double dash and mission mode. And then we just got like mainstays like bikes and anti-gravity, gliding and underwater driving. Just a lot of like... it's just kind of cool to look back at the Mario Kart series and just kind of, you know, see what exactly it is that made it evolve over time. Like, this is probably my favorite series. Like, my favorite Nintendo series of all time. Like, we got some great games here. All of them, but even, like, the first one, like, they were all a step in the right, like, a step forward for Nintendo. And there's a good reason these are the best-selling games on their respective consoles. They are great games. But, that's all I have with this one. I hope you guys do like this kind of style of content. I want to try to do more of these as we go on through the channel. I'm kind of just experimenting right now with the kind of content I'm doing. You could basically, yeah, go ahead, call me a Scott the Woz clone, because we're doing Scott Stash type videos here. Then the main videos are also Scott the Woz-esque type videos, Scott the Woz inspired videos. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I enjoyed talking about Mario Kart for a little bit. This is a video I've wanted to do for a while. And since I just finished collecting the Mario Kart games, with this one being the last one, and I actually got another copy of Mario Kart DS, basically just to get the case. Because I didn't have the case before. Because, you know, childhood exists. But yeah, like, it was nice to just kind of look at the Mario Kart series. Kind of a retrospective, in a way, of the series. Kind of glance over the games, talk about them for a bit. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'm the biggest nub on YouTube, Crescendo, signing off. Peace.